where the minister in the presidency in Khumbudzo Ntshavheni is currently giving a briefing on the outcomes from the latest cabinet meeting. Let's listen in.
Pretoria Media Briefing Center. The temperature is very live. Guys, let's make it a bit warmer. This is power talks. The legislators are here. Good morning, and our apologies for the slight delays. The construction around the precinct are making the movements difficult for everyone. This is the post-cabinet briefing on the meeting of cabinet of Wednesday, the 12th of November 2025. Let's start on the issues from the environment. On the economy, the 2025 medium-term budget policy statement, which reinforces the commitment to economic growth. Cabinet welcomed the 2025 medium-term budget policy statement as part of the continuing government efforts to drive economic growth, create jobs, and address the cost of living. The MTBPS announced a shift from inflation target range to a specific inflation target of 3%. The benefits of a low inflation target at personal income level include prevention of cost of living spirals, promotion of price stability, and thus protecting purchasing power, supporting equitable income distribution, and protection of savings. At a macroeconomic level, the aim is to support gross capital formation and enhance currency stability, which are important for investor confidence and economic growth. The National Treasury and Reserve Bank technical teams that made the recommendation for this change in monetary policy position considered the drawbacks of this shift, but on balance, Cabinet was advised and agreed that this is the best approach for the country at the current moment. The MTBPS also reaffirmed government's commitment to improve provisions of critical services like health, education, and protection of the poor through social grants, whilst also driving investment in public infrastructure such as energy, water, and transport. The quarterly labor force survey reports 248,000 more jobs created in quarter 3 of 2025. Cabinet welcomed the Statistics South Africa's quarterly labor force survey that reported 248,000 more jobs created in quarter 3 of 2025, thus increasing the number of employed persons to 17.1 million and the official unemployment rate declining by 1.3 percentage points to 31.9% in the quarter. With more jobs recorded in the construction, community and social services and trade sectors, Cabinet is pleased with job creation momentum in key areas of the economy. More jobs in the construction sectors are concomitant with government's prioritization of infrastructure development, which is matched by a 1 trillion rand infrastructure budget as announced during the 2025 budget and reaffirmed in the 2025 MTBPS. 7.6 million tourist arrivals between January and September 2025. Cabinet welcomed the 7.634261 million international tourist arrivals recorded between January and September 2025, marking an impressive increase of 1.10822 visitors compared with the same period in 2024, and confirming South Africa as a premium global tourism destination. Key strong growth markets that contributed to this growth are Middle East with 58% increase, Europe grew by 29%, key markets in Africa grew by 28%, North America by 22%, and Asia with 11%. Despite all issues, the North American visitors are still coming to South Africa, if you get my drift. South Africa's BioVac produces a cholera vaccine, a first in history vaccine to be produced in South Africa. Cabinet congratulated BioVac and the Departments of Health, Science, Technology and Innovation for the launch of the first vaccine that was produced in South Africa in the history of the country. BioVac's ability to produce the cholera vaccine in South Africa is a demonstration of South Africa's advancement in pharmaceutical, science and technology, and marking a graduation from vaccine packaging, like in the instance of BNG vaccine, to full vaccine manufacturing capability. And there's confusion in the media that we had previously produced a vaccine. No, we had packaged vaccines previously. This is the first time South Africa produces its own vaccine. The partnership of BioVac with the Human Science Research Council and the CSIR demonstrates the mobilization of government's capabilities to address the country's challenges and demonstrates the South Africa's prowess in the scientific space. Cabinet is confident of BioVac with its partners for future contribution to the eradication of diseases in South Africa and in Africa through the manufacturing of vaccines focused on our health challenges as the continent. With this ability, the diseases that plague Africa, such as malaria and other plagues, are in sight for us to have vaccines developed here. We are looking forward to more advances from BioVac. On G20, 9 days countdown to the G20 Summit, with 9 days to go to the G20 Leaders Summit on the 22nd to the 23rd of November 2025 in Nasrec, Johannesburg. Cabinet is confident of South Africa's readiness to host a successful first G20 Summit in the African continent. If such a need is determined, the President will address a family meeting around the G20.
That's Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, the Minister in the Presidency, giving a post-cabinet media briefing, and she's touched on a whole host of issues, including South Africa's state of readiness for the G20 summit expected in 9 days or so. Of course, the SABC is the official broadcaster for that particular summit.